Woo, woo, woo. Do you know what day it is? It's tire day. Yeah, that's right. It is tires. We got the new tires, put on the wheels, and guys, that profile, you can see it from here. It looks so freaking good. I'll have to show you like one of them just sitting on the wheel hub assembly, and I still haven't gotten those freaking bolts out, but I haven't tried again on the bottom ones, so there's still hope. But also, where I went was also to get the, I don't think you'll be able to see it, it's somewhere back there, the alternator. I got the alternator fixed on the Scion. I got it repaired. I didn't feel like almost $300 was worth a new Scion alternator when it's literally the exact same as like a Toyota Corolla. Like it literally says Toyota on it. So I was like, I don't think 200's worth it. So I went to a local repair shop who does repairs. I got there at the very last minute, thankfully. I stuck out because I'm like dressed nice, and like everybody surrounding me was like, of course, a bunch of guys with like grease all over their hands and things like that, and they thought I like couldn't handle, like I carried it up there, and they quickly like tried to take it from me. You know, typical guy automotive stuff to girl who shows up. So that was really funny, but they got it done. They got it in, got it done. I probably showed up with only like 15 minutes before they closed, but they got it done. So I was really happy about that. It was only 80 bucks versus like $200-300 for a brand new one. And they like etched on it, so they know that they're the ones who worked on it, and if something goes wrong, I just have to bring it back and they'll fix it within a certain time frame, of course. But yeah, so I am really excited. I'm in line at Chick-fil-A again. I feel like I've had Chick-fil-A every day this week, but that's okay because Chick-fil-A is flame. It's not very hot today, so I feel like today would be honestly a better day to try and get that bolt off. It's still very, very hot, don't get me wrong. Earlier it felt like it was 102, I think, and that's with humidity, which makes it ungodly. But just wanted to get you guys an update. These wheels look, they look so good. I went with 225 35s on the wheels, on the tires, I mean. The wheels themselves are 18 8.5. In case you're wondering, the setup I got, that's what we're rocking now. Guys, I just got back and look at these wheels on here. Of course, obviously that gap's massive. I'm gonna bring one of the old tires over so we can kind of do a side-by-side. Alright, so here is a side-by-side kind of. Here is the stock wheels. I believe stock wheels are 18 7.5, and then the tires, as you can see, are 225 45. I don't know if you can read that. But then new ones, 18 by 8.5 and 225 by 35. Look at that side profile. That looks so good compared to this. So as I was in line for Chick-fil-A, I was thinking to myself, what should I do next? So our options were work on the car and try and get the freaking sway bars off the front, or I could do a quick run to AutoZone to get new lug nuts for the tires. I want black ones so they look better. But then, as I'm sitting there, I was like, Jen, why the heck would you go and buy lug nuts for wheels if you can't put the wheels on because you haven't gotten the sway bars off? So, I'm gonna do this in a more logical order and go ahead, we're gonna work, try and get that freaking sway bar off. Like I said, worst case scenario, we have to cut them off, but that's absolute worst case scenario. We're gonna work our little butt off to not have to do that. Also, as I showed you, here is the new alternator. I'm not 100% sure what was wrong with the other one. I didn't ask. I did notice something was caught in here. I wasn't sure if it was frayed wires, if it was something had just gotten caught in there or whatnot, but I noticed something was caught in there, but I'm not sure if that's what caused it. I didn't take the time to ask because two reasons. One, I got there extra late. They were closing when I got there, like I said, in like 15 minutes. So I didn't want to bother them and make them stay longer. There was only one person there that spoke English, and he had already left by the time they had finished it. So I didn't want to try and broken English it, try and figure out what was wrong. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not too worried about it. So we have that. We also need to put back in, charge up the battery, and then hopefully this bad boy will just start smooth sailing, no issues, and we won't have to get another new battery for that car. So we're about to go under and attempt to undo the bottom sway bar link bolt. And hopefully it does not strip like the top one. The top one stripped, I believe, because every video you watch of people undoing sway bar links always tell you to use a T40 or right around there, like a torque bit. That bad boy stripped it out to the max. And like, it wasn't even like a torque bit like bolt. It looked more like a hex bit. So this time I'm gonna be doing it with a hex bit on the bottom, and hopefully that does not strip it out. I am slightly claustrophobic, so like this gap right here, it's stressing me out a little bit, but we're gonna do it anyway because like that's part of working on cars. You gotta get into tight spaces, so like deal with it, Jen. Just mentally I'm just like, oh, what if the car crushes me? But like, I guess at that point, whatever, it's too late. So yeah, let's go. We're gonna be on the ground. We need those extra couple inches because my head is hitting everything right now. Guys, it's already looking like it's stripping. I'm gonna try it though, but I feel like it's gonna start stripping. So it looks like it's already starting to strip. I haven't even used impact. I was trying to just do a wrench, like a regular one, and a regular ratchet, and it looks like it might already be starting to strip. I may still try it, hit it with the ratchet. If it's gonna strip, I guess it doesn't matter, but I really don't want it to strip. This is seriously like the most annoying thing ever. The only thing after that is blow torching it or like cutting it off. This is so gross. But alright, just updating you guys. So I have been here for probably another hour trying to work on getting the top sway bar link bolt off. It's seriously so close. It's like probably 2 threads from coming off. It's so stripped, it's so freaking stuck. I feel like I have 2 options. One, I take it to a shop, I put the new wheels on, drop it on the ground, get it started, put the alternator in, get it started, take it to a shop and be like, yo, I want to put these lowering springs on, and pretend like I don't know that these sway bar link are like, they're shit. Or I get a blowtorch and I heat the bolt up to try and help break it. Both I feel like are they both have pros and cons. I feel like if I do use the torch, I'm gonna have to get new sway bar links. If I take it to a shop, I'm gonna have to pay for labor and all that other stuff, and they're gonna charge, I guarantee, an arm and a leg because everything's already stripped out. So I don't know which I'm gonna do. I feel so frustrated because I have every other bolt, obviously not these mega bolts. I don't even have the mega bolts. I call them mega bolts. Let me show you which ones I'm talking about. So I don't have these ones undone. I tried to impact these just a little bit, and they're extra stuck too. So I feel like honestly I may have to take it to a shop, but I really don't want to pay for labor. I want to get it done myself, not necessarily for like pride reasons, but like they just rip you off literally for no reason on car stuff. And something like this, like something electrical, I will 100%. That's why I took this bad boy over here. When it was electrical, the wire shorted, I took it to a shop because I'm not even gonna try electrical. I barely know hands-on stuff. Electrical's a whole nother thing. So I'm not even gonna try electrical, but like this stuff I feel like I should be able to do. So, new day. It is a very, very rainy day, but that means it is a cooler day. So like, you win some, you lose some on that one. But we're back. What we do not have is a blowtorch. So that means we are going with neither option I spoke with before. Let me wait for this airplane to pass. Okay, what we do have though is a nut cutter. The name could be a little bit better, but whatever. We have a nut cutter. We're going to just go ahead, cut those 2 bad boy nuts off. I went to the local Toyota dealership because Zion is Toyota. Got 2 new sway bar link nuts, so we're just gonna crack those bad boys off. I had to say it like that, just crack those bad boys off, and I'm hoping, this is a whole lot of wishful thinking, I'm hoping that I can compress the springs enough to where I won't have to take it all the way out. That's very wishful thinking because the bottom bolts holding the wheel hub assembly to the strut are also very much so stuck like everything else on this car. And I don't want to have to buy all new bolts, nuts for everything. I've never used one of these bad boys, so I am very excited to try it. We are once again just winging things like I normally do. And yeah. Let's go ahead and crack some nuts. So, on paper it's pretty easy. Pretty much use a 3/4 inch wrench and you just essentially tighten it till it splits it, but I feel like it can't possibly be that easy. I'm scared it's gonna I don't know, break off, do something. Okay, this is a lot harder than I thought. Okay guys, I'm still working on it. So it took me a while, but I found a 3/4 inch socket. So I've been using the breaker bar. But guys, this nut cutter is kind of a piece of hot garbage. I'll put some pictures, some maybe over here. Somewhere there'll be pictures. But the ring around it's indented with the bolt, which is I think the opposite of what is supposed to happen. Little blade part itself has actually broken in one part, and this is, I'm seriously, so I'll show you, sorry if the fan's loud. I'm so close to getting through it. I had to vice grip it because it just keeps falling all over the place, but there's probably a millimeter left to get through that. I can't get through. I literally, the breaker bar will not turn anymore. So I don't know if it's the nut cutter or if I just need to put more weight on it. Guys, I've been out here for an hour and a half trying to get this one side off, and it's probably a freaking millimeter left of this bolt. I'm about to just start hitting it, see if I can break it. Guys, I'm losing it. I hate it. But I'm gonna finish it. I will finish it. Oh, and you know how I was so excited to get these wheels all mounted with the tires. I'm walking around because I'm looking for a 3/4 socket. And I just so happened to look in here. Guys, the wheel weight's sitting on the freaking microfiber. The wheel weight's not even stuck to the wheel. How? I didn't even get to put them on the car yet, and the wheel weights already fell off. And while I was driving and recording another video the other day when I first got them put on, I heard a metal clank, and so I'm pretty sure there's 2 wheels at least that do not have wheel weights on them. Because I'm pretty sure the wheel weights fell off the one that was in the car, and the top one was the one that was in the trunk. Yeah, I think I have at least 2 wheels without wheel weights on them. How do you mess that up? First, you charged me $10 a freaking valve stem. So not only did you rip me off there, you couldn't even put the wheel weights on right. So that's just kind of how things are going. I'm gonna get back to working, trying to get this freaking nut cut. Every time I say it, I laugh. I can't help it. Immaturity, it just hits me hard. Hudson Pup's being a good supervisor. He's been snoozing this whole time. Hey, Pupper. You snoozing? So I took a break. I ate some food. I made some delicious steak. It was great. Yeah, it was great. Just know I'm a bomb at cooking steak. But I came back. What I did was I made another cut on each. So we got a cut on each side, which just created this little gappage. It didn't really split it in theory it's supposed to. So what we're gonna try to do first is, it did create little gaps at the front, so hopefully that loosened it up enough where maybe we can turn it off, hopefully. That's theory number 1. Theory number 2 is gonna try and pry bar in there and try and break it off. Or I guess, attempt 3 horizontal cut across here and try and take the bolt out in like little chunks. That one doesn't seem like that one would be like the best option, but now in this angle you can see how much of a gap we have between the bolt and the nut. So in theory we should be able to get this bad boy off because there should only be a couple threads touching the bolt, but we're gonna WD-40 this bad boy and hope for the best. We almost have it all the way off now. I'm using the 2 vice grips. My brain just went to mush for a moment there. 2 vice grips, one holding the back, and then one I am twisting off the nut with it. I ended up making an extra cut. So what was happening, since I had cut on the 2 sides directly across from each other, it had just essentially just pushed it tighter on both sides, since it wasn't cutting all the way to the back, to the flange. So I put a slight cut in the middle on top, and that decreased the gap on top and gave a little bit more room on each side. We are finally getting this freaking nut off. Fuck yeah! Yes! Sweet, sweet, sweet victory, guys. My hands are a hot mess right now. But guys, this bolt. Sorry for everybody watching this. That's my family, and I'm cussing right now. But I don't care. Yeah, so we did crack through on the one side, now that I'm looking on the inside. We cracked through on the one side. This side, which is what we started with, never even cracked all the way through. It was just pushing it into the threads. Look at it. It feels so good. It feels so freaking good. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to end my video there because I have to end on a high note. Like, I have to. My hands are a hot mess, but we finally got that bolt off. We have been working on that bolt for what feels like forever, but we finally got it off. I'm so freaking excited. Now we can just finish taking the strut apart, get the lowering springs on it, and then get the new wheel, the wheel weights back on the wheels. And then we'll finally have lowering springs and wheels on this car, and then it's to cosmetic upgrades. Because other than the only other main thing that I think I'll be doing, at least kind of relatively soon, would be like a mid-pipe. But guys, this is probably as good as I'm gonna feel for like a long time. But yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. We will keep working on this. Tomorrow will be lowering springs day for sure, and maybe new wheel weights for that one. But I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.